Welcome back to the 49ers Unscripted podcast presented by Microsoft Surface. This week, we are joined by a very special guest, 49ers offensive lineman Alfredo Gutierrez. We're going to talk a little bit about, in honor of Latinx Heritage Month, also a little bit about the International Pathway Program and just what you have been up to, Alfredo, with your new team. But let's get started. I want to jump into this last few months for you, dating back to May. You're getting acclimated with a new team. You have your first NFL training camp, a preseason, now your first NFL season, but just how have the last few months been for you?
It's been great. I mean, I've been learning a lot. I've been having a lot of opportunities to learn with Trent Williams, Mike McClinchy, have the opportunity to practice with them. It's been one of my best things in my life, one of my best football experiences in my life. And so I'm very, very grateful for the opportunity and having my first training camp, my first OTAs, my first preseason games. They've been great. I mean, the first time that I entered the stadium was the first game of a home game against the Kansas City. I just started looking at all the stadium because I really wanted to remember my first time entering a stadium.
I just want to ask you, just what's been the biggest surprise, do you think, for you since joining the NFL? Was there something that kind of caught you off guard or something that you're just like, wow, this is crazy?
Well, the speed. Everybody said the speed. They think we said the speed on the field, but no, the speed in everything, how they live day by day, how the meetings are, how you need to learn the stuff, how you need to move to point B to point A, how you need to approach your training in the training room. So everything is so much fast that I've been used to. And that's the thing that I said, like, oh my God, this is completely another level.
So right now you're with the team. You guys are out in West Virginia. We can see a little bit in your background what it looks like. It looks beautiful, but tell us a little bit about being there, the facilities. Have you got a chance to take part in any of the amenities there? How has it been being in West Virginia?
It's been great. I mean, we got here at night, so I couldn't see nothing, the mountains and anything. And I just saw like a lot of lights, like entering the hotel, and I just saw like white. Like I thought we were like in the White House or something because it was the white and then a big hotel, and all is old. Like everything is old, and I thought like I was in my grandma's house because everything was old and it's creepy. My room is really creepy. The elevator is kind of creepy too. But I like it. I mean, there's so much things to do here, and I don't have the chance to do anything yet. But maybe tomorrow or in a few days, I'll just walk around and see the place. Actually, when we came here, I knew the song like West Virginia song, so they put all the rookies to sing the song. So I kind of knew where we're coming, and I just like it, you know.
Good. I know you said you haven't had time to kind of check everything out, but I know one thing that this team is really big on is, you know, that team bonding and spending time together. And I just want to talk about the group you've been spending a lot of time with, and that's your fellow O-line. You've got 2 Pro Bowlers up there with Trent Williams and Alex Mack. You got 2 mainstays with Laken Tomlinson, and you've got Mike McGlinchey. And then you have some really deep depth on that O-line, but just tell me a little bit about that group and what you've been able to kind of take from them.
Well, like you said, I have like so much depth on the O-lineman. I'm really grateful. I'm very lucky for that because I have Mike, which is almost my size, so I can compare like his movements, how I can do it too. And Trent Williams is so much different. I mean, so I have 2 different guys where I can learn different things. Alex Mack, of course, on film or like film study, or on seeing just film, you know, like studying the opponent. So Laken is like teaching me how to be more explosive. So I'm taking like little parts from every single one in the offensive lineman and trying to like take it to me and trying to perform better in the field.
So I remember back when you guys had your joint practices during training camp, you guys travel out to Orange County in preparation for that game against the Chargers, and you guys had a special guest there, Joe Staley. Now there was one practice where I think Joe got to pull you aside and talk a little bit about technique and talk about the game with you, but what do you remember about your conversations with Joe Staley, and what do you kind of take from learning from a guy like him?
I mean, Joe. The first time I met him in a barbecue with Alex Mack's house. It was like 20-minute, like we talked for like 20 minutes. And the next time I met him in Irvine again, and it was great. He teach me how to set up more in an angle with more speed, or use better my angle to protect the offense, the quarterback. So we speak a little bit, but we interchange phone numbers, and we just talk a little bit sometimes about how can I improve in football, how can I learn more. So now he's gonna my tutor, my teacher. I think he's like the things he's teaching me right now. I feel that I'm improving more in the field. So I'm very, very grateful for that chance.
That's a good resource to have in Joe Staley. Make sure you text him and tell him come visit us sometime, okay?
Yeah, I will, for sure.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about your background and your heritage, and in particular, what it means to you. Every time you put on that NFL helmet, you have that Mexican flag on the back of it. And I just want to ask you, when you put that on, knowing what that represents, knowing what you represent, just how does that make you feel, and just the overall thought process behind that?
Makes me feel very proud. Since I was a kid, I really wanted to represent Mexico in any way, in a good way, of course. And this was the way, and finally I did it. Like, I waited so much to represent Mexico. So feeling the flag on my helmet, like I can feel like the whole country I'm representing. So it's really great. I mean, I got goosebumps when I put the helmet on for the first time, and then when I saw pictures of it, like me practicing and then wearing the pictures and wearing the flag, is one of my, I think is the highlight of my training camp right now. Wearing that flag and can represent my country is amazing.
And you're representing it very, very well. And I just want to go back to a little bit of your youth and your younger years, but how did you get into American football? What was it about the sport that was intriguing to you?
Well, since I was a kid, you won't believe it, but I was the smallest and skinniest guy in my family. And I just wanted to play football. I just wanted to belong with my dad, my uncle, my cousins. They all play football. But the first one in my family was my dad. So I just wanted to belong with them, play with them. And they put me in a team when I was like 6, 7 years old. It was like a flag football for kids. And I started playing. I was a running back. And then I started like growing up, getting bigger, getting fatter. And then I just ended up being a lineman. And then I just ended up here, like I kept playing, get bigger, and thank God I have the opportunity that the NFL International went to Mexico and saw me and gave me the opportunity in being here.
I'm just going to make a note to Kyle Shanahan. You have experience carrying the ball, so if he needs a running back to step in, he can call you. Is that okay?
I would tell him one time. In the 1 yard line, but only one time.
Okay, all right. I would love to see that. I think a lot of people would love to see that.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the sport, and in particular, how have you seen or have you witnessed the sport of American football growing in Mexico?
Yeah, it's been growing a lot. I mean, last couple of years, there was like a professional league, but it got canceled because of COVID. But it's been growing a lot. Not only in Mexico, in the whole Latin America, and what I heard in Europe too. So American football is getting bigger, bigger, and bigger. Because to be honest, it's one of the best sports in the world, no doubt. And so people start realizing that, and now it's getting much bigger worldwide.
How about in your hometown of Tijuana? Are there a lot of Niners fans out there? That's what we want to know.
Yeah, there's a lot of. The first time that I knew I was going to be a 49er, I was in Tijuana, and I never saw anybody wearing 49ers gear or something. But like next day, all of a sudden, a lot of people was wearing like 49ers hats, shirts, sweaters, jerseys, and I keep seeing more and more and more and more. And like now, like I think now that they have someone that represents them, now they're wearing like all the shirts, all the gear. But I'm seeing a lot of fans from Mexico, not only from Tijuana, but from all the country.
What do you think just of the International Pathway Program, how it gives guys like yourself, international athletes, the opportunity to compete at an NFL level and improve on your skills and essentially play on an NFL roster?
The NFL International Program is great because it gives international players a chance to compete, to improve, to get better, to practice, to learn. If you see this in 10 years, what I learned from here, being in the 49ers or in the NFL, I can go back to my home country or anywhere and start teaching the way, how's the way to be in the NFL, and that can improve the leagues outside the United States, like the Mexican League, like the European League. So it's a process, like for myself being here, it's a dream come true. So at the same time, they're making like players from other countries a dream come true. So the NFL International, I think, is a great program, which is helping a lot of people, a lot of players, and I'm very thankful for that.
I always think about the first practice inside of the stadium and just the amount of fans I heard chanting your name. I remember it was another game, I think maybe it was the preseason game against the Chargers, but I saw so many fans screaming for you, getting you to sign their gear. Just what has it been like? Just the amount of people who have zeroed in on you and what you have been able to do with your career. Just what's been your reactions to seeing all of that?
Man, like you said, like the first time I went in, like people screaming my name. I thought it was only like a few people that knew me and not even from the Bay Area. I thought it was from my hometown. But when I walk in the first time in the stadium in a practice, a lot of people was cheering me, saying my name, saying my last name, and I was like looking around and how these guys know me, and they were cheering for me, and I was really happy. And even in Irvine, when we went there to play the Chargers, I saw people wearing my jersey, and I was like, oh my God, this is happening. This is like a dream come true now.
Well, like I said, you are representing very, very well. 49ers are excited to have you and excited to continue to watch you grow. But one last thing I got to ask you before I let you go. I remember in an interview you were saying that you haven't had a chance to get out and explore the Bay Area. Have you had a chance to go explore? Have you had a chance to go see the Golden Gate Bridge? And what do you think about the Bay?
I haven't had the chance to see the Bay Area a lot because we don't have a lot of time, free time. And that free time, you want to rest a little bit or try to recover. I just went to San Francisco one time, and I just love it. I mean, the city, the gate, the Golden Gate, the food. There's one place that I visited that they have a really good coffee. It's like right at the Pier 39, I don't know, but the food is good. The ice cream is really good. So I'm planning to go again. I'm planning to stay here for a while and visit the whole city, the whole Bay Area. And I just started loving it.
Good. Well, whenever, I know you're focused on football right now, but whenever you get a chance to get out, we would be happy to show you around the Bay Area, but you'll just have to take me to that ice cream place that you just brought up, okay? Is that a deal?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to take you to that ice cream place. It's great. I forgot the name, but I'll take you one day to that ice cream place.
Deal. Alfredo, it was an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for stopping by the podcast. Good luck the rest of the year, and we absolutely cannot wait to see what you've got in store for the rest of the year, okay?
Thank you, and thank you for your time, and it's a pleasure being here with you.
Hey, faithful, click here to subscribe.